Here it is. It's the Tesla 120 watt Nano Steampunk version. This one's in brass, antique brass. Let me tell you a little something about this guy. It's a 2-battery 18650 mod with a wattage range that goes from 7 watts all the way up to 120. The temperature control range is 200 to 600 Fahrenheit. It supports multiple modes like stainless steel and titanium and nickel. Kanthal, of course. Has a resistance range of 0.1 to 3 ohms, a max output of 9 volts, max current output of 35 amps. It's got a 510 connector, of course, and the material it's made of, except for the coating, the brass coating, it's zinc alloy. So this thing's pretty heavy. It's beautiful, isn't it? But very heavy. It weighs about 1/3 of a kilogram. And it's powerful enough, 120 watts, for my vaping style. I like to vape in stainless steel TC mode, so I rarely get above 80 watts or so. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous. Let's talk about some of the positives of this mod. Number one, it's beautiful. This one is the embossed zinc alloy antique brass version. It also comes in 3 other colors. It comes in silver, copper, and black. Although it doesn't look too black to me. It's just that the background of the embossing is a very darker, much darker black color. Stunning. Number 2, it has a great form factor. This thing feels great in the hand. Turn it this way so you can see it better. It's got a nicely domed stainless steel fire button right here. It's got up and down buttons down here, up and down. And check this out. It's got an off and on switch right here. This switch, if you flip it this way, it turns it off. Let me turn it this way so you can see the screen. And you turn it on this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you push the down button to cycle through all the choices you can tinker with. For example, right here you can look at your resistance. You can lock or unlock the resistance. You can adjust your wattage. You can choose normal, hard, or soft hit. You've got a TCR, which you can change. Let me click the fire button once. We'll play around with this one a little bit. You can choose TCR or Kanthal, stainless steel, nickel, or titanium. So we'll stay in TCR mode. And you can set your TCR values by pushing the up and down button here. I've got my TCR, as you can see, set at 115. Automatically goes back to the main screen after a while. So let's look at this. It also displays the battery life. That one's got a lot of battery left. 90% gives you a percentage as well, which is nice. And then it's got this memory mode where you can choose memory 1, 2, or 3. I think I'm on 3. Let's see. You can either save the new mode you have or use the current one that's in memory. Yeah. So those are the things you can control. You can see right now when it's in regular screen mode, I'm adjusting the temperature at which I'm going to vape. I like to set it around 225, just a little FYI. But I do like that off-on switch, huh? It's very, very heavy. And I actually like that. It gives the mod a feeling of real quality, so I don't mind the heaviness of it. I actually like it. I believe, but I can't say for certain, that it's probably one of the heaviest mods on the market at the moment. It's got that very simple menu system, so I'm not really going to go over the rest of it. You can see how it works. The one thing it lacks that I'm not happy about is it does not have power curve mode. I like power curve mode, and I'm going to tell you the reason why right now. I prefer to vape in stainless steel, which of course, as you know, you can vape in either power mode or temperature control mode. But when you have a Canthal coil, you're limited to either power mode or curve mode. And I find that curve mode sort of emulates temperature control vaping because you can control the wattage as the length of the vape goes on. You can start it at, say, 80 watts and ramp it down to 40 watts at the end of the vape if you like, and things of that nature. That's why I like curve mode. So the main positive with this is the price. I just saw this online for about $25 on one of the online sites, and I do believe it's a U.S. company, so you don't have to wait a month for the thing to show up on your doorstep. But $25 for this mod is excellent. But let's talk about the negatives. There are always negatives, huh? This mod only has a few negatives, one of them being there is no, you may have noticed, USB port to be found on this. So that means you cannot upgrade the firmware and you cannot charge your batteries inside the mod. To me, that's not a big problem because I never ever charge my batteries inside the mod. I always charge them externally, and if I go out, I have a spare set of batteries with me so that I don't have to worry about running out of battery power. And as far as upgrading the firmware, let's face it, how many times, and be honest, how many times have you upgraded firmware? I think I've only done it once or twice on all the mods that I have, and I have a nice collection of mods. So that is not a big deal to me either. So the other negative is one that I haven't encountered. A lot of users say that this battery door becomes loose after a while. Now, I've had this mod for over a year, and I have not had any problem with the battery door becoming loose. Now, when there are no batteries in it and there's no pressure on the door, I suppose, but even then, it's not that loose. It has a nice firm click as I close it and open it, so there you can hear it. So that to me is not a negative. But other users have complained. So there you go. Too loosey-goosey for some of you. And it's slightly overpowered. That's another little negative that I found with this. That the TC, it needs to be tinkered with. I'd never vape it in stainless mode. I always go to TCR mode where I can tinker with my TCR values. And so the overpowered bit doesn't really make a difference to me. In wattage mode, well, if you're used to vaping at 80 watts and you find it a little hot at 80, too hot for 80, well, crank it down to 70 or 75, that's all. So not a big deal. So would I recommend the Tesla Nano 120 Steampunk? Absolutely, especially at the price you can get it for, under $25. You got to shop around a little, but you can find it. I mean, look at this thing. It's a work of art. That's Boston talk for work of art.